What's up, everybody? I am currently in the Orlando airport, waiting to fly back to New Hampshire. It's probably going to get pretty loud in here at times, but I wanted to do a meet recap. We usually put out the training vlog. Today we're going to put it out tomorrow, making this viewable for everybody, even if you're not a paying member of the Patreon. Give you guys like a little bit of a peek as to the content that goes on here. So anyway, the meet went very well, better than expected. Obviously, like, people who have been following what's been going on, like, I've had injuries, I've had, personal stuff, and the goal, honestly, was to go, like, try to squat 1,000 and bench 135 in a loose shirt, and then pull maybe something that I could do hook grip, like 625, something like that. And I told you it would get loud in here. So going into the meet, let's talk about the meet first. So I was initially like kind of annoyed that it was going to be in Orlando. It's kind of like, it's just an expensive city to like be at for like a week, and it's expensive to get around and all this stuff. So because it's like very touristy. But once we got down here and got settled in, we actually had a really good time. And the meet itself, like the fact that it was at the Olympia, the parking was kind of a shit show. It's harder to find information, and I'm an athlete, I'm not a spectator, all this stuff, trying to get my people in there and all this. Thought it was going to be way worse than it was, but it was actually pretty smooth. And once we were in there, we figured out little things that would be easier if we had to do this again. So like just bringing a carriage with us, or like a dolly to drag our shit, so I'm not carrying 3 bags going in for the meet and all that stuff. So but once we were in there, it was sick. Like the venue was awesome. There was a ton of people there. I think something that's really cool is there was like other fringe strength sports kind of like around us. Like there was the USPA stuff next to us, like raw and single ply, like walked out stuff. But then on the other side, there was like some gymnastics, some like pull-up stuff, some grip stuff. And that stuff we're a fringe sport, right? So obviously you want to increase participation in the sport, but another thing is you want people who are just interested and like fans of it, think it's cool. And other people who are in fringe strength sports are those people. That's how CrossFit works. Like that's how like there are fans of people who do CrossFit at a high level, and a lot of those people do not even do that sport themselves, but because like it lets their personality shine and all that stuff, you get fans. When you have fans, you have people who will pay to watch and find information, all that stuff. So having the meet set up next to other events that are maybe not super popular sports to like the general public, I think it was really cool and a great idea because it gets people interested. Our warm-up room was like open. There was like a barrier around it, but it was very open, so there's people like videoing, people's warm-ups and watching and looking, kind of seeing how it works, and kind of let people see under the hood at a powerlifting meet, which I think is neat and kind of gives people a little perspective. There was people that were complaining that there were no lights for the judges, but like to people who don't know the sport and people who are just watching, like they have nothing to compare it to. And yeah, it'd be great if there were lights, but there wasn't. It's probably a shit show to get the wiring done in that space, so they didn't do it. They just did thumbs up, thumbs down. But the gentleman Bear who was doing the emceeing was doing a really good job of like explaining what was going on for the lifts and getting people hyped. And like you look out and like the crowd was pretty significant, and a lot of the crowd was just people who are walking by and stopped to watch, which is good for the sport. So I had a really fucking good time. Got to see a bunch of people that I don't get to see often, and got to hang, lift some weights. It was really fun. So overall, I thought the meet was great. And the t-shirts, like Anchor sponsored and put up money for the t-shirts, they came out fucking awesome. They're so cool looking. It's gonna get loud in here again because another trolley thing is coming. So, but yeah, so overall I thought the meet was great. It was really fun. Judging was great. Pace was great. There wasn't a screen in the back to like track where you were at, so you couldn't really compete as well directly with other people. But I think for like year one there, fucking awesome. Can't wait to do another one. As far as my stuff, like, you know, everybody kind of knows that I've had all the injuries and stuff. So I was going very, like 12 weeks ago, I was just like, try to get a total. It doesn't really matter what it is. Just go. Like I said, I would fucking go. And I wanted to follow through on that. That meant something to me. So still to this date, I'm the only guy who has done every single WPO since it's come back. Obviously, a couple guys didn't do semis because they came in top 3 and got like a bye. So that's cool for them as well. But I do take a lot of pride in the fact that I've done every single one of them, and all of my qualifying totals have been done in other WPO meets. So under like strict judging and you know, fast pace, all that stuff. So went in, like really fucked my back up. I don't know if I posted on the blog or on the vlog. I definitely did not post it on my Instagram. But I fucked my back up pretty good the last squat session. Couldn't get 1100 out of the rack. Ended up like passing out and all this stuff, my back. And it was really ugly. I didn't know if I'd be able to even get my weights out of the hooks. And the last like week before the meet, I was having some, how can I say this? Stomach stuff. And I was down in weight. Every time I would eat, I would have to go to the bathroom. It was brutal. Couldn't figure it out. Ended up weighing in at 253, which is the lightest I've weighed since the last time I tried to cut to 42. But luckily, my stomach felt good the day after somehow, and I fucking put all the weight back on. My gear was tight as fuck, felt really good. So got through squats, went 1036 on a first, pretty wobbly, but was good. And then after that, I kind of just like relaxed and settled in, went 1074 for a WPO PR for me. I think that was like a 10 or 15 pound. And then went to 1102. First 1100 pound squat since 2021. Super stoked on that. I found that all the good mornings and stuff that I had to do when I couldn't deadlift really helped me save that, because I fucked it up out of the hooks. It kind of fell backwards a little bit, then overcorrected forwards. So yeah, I was really stoked on that. Going into bench, you know, I had touched and pressed 585 in the gym, but I didn't know how my arm and shoulder would be, and my back, trying to get in a position after getting under a bar and all that. So my last warm up was like 550 to a one board, and it didn't move as fast as I wanted it to. So I said, fuck it, let's drop the opener down. We dropped it from 585 to, or 584 to like 573, I think. Went out, smoked it, went 589, smoked it, went 606, and it went really well. So 3 for 3 on bench, which was cool. That doesn't happen very often for me. I've kind of been on a roll with just like getting benches and meets, not always PRs, but just getting them. So that's been great. I had like an epiphany, like while I was benching. Like I felt like I was in like flow state. My eyes were open, but I wasn't really looking at anything. And I just found this moment in the bottom when I was trying to touch that, I just like pushed my elbows out really hard, like into the sleeves. And for some reason it touched really easy and pressed fucking really easy. So I think I might have unlocked a little something with my bench, which is cool. And then on the deadlifts, like open with 7, went 744. I would have had to pull 792 for to go over 2,500. I didn't think I had that, so I went 777 for a 6 pound all-time PR and forgot to latch my belt. I've never done that before this training cycle, and I did it twice in this training cycle, like, and then once at the meet. So like, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I would have pulled it anyway, honestly. Like, who fucking knows, right? But I kind of think that was like the one mistake I made, was obviously not doing the belt, but I think I should have probably gone like 766, something I knew I for sure could pull. So yeah, overall went pretty good. 2452, like 6 pounds off my best WPO PR total. So big WPO squat PR, and my gloss, it's the 3rd best gloss burner I've ever done, 618. So overall, I really, really am proud of this one. It just kind of shows you that, like, if you keep showing up. Like, I didn't know, I just went like the first week after I fucked my arm up, it was fucked. And then the next week it was a little better. And then the next week it was a little better. And then the next week I just kept showing up. And I think that there's a real power in like not necessarily knowing how you're gonna do, but trusting that you know what you're doing and you'll be fine. So my thought was, if by the time the meet rolls around, I am healthy enough to touch and press a bench press, to get under a straight bar and squat something, and to pull something with a deadlift, I'm just gonna trust that I know how to get myself strong. And because of like how many years I've been doing conjugate and all of the different people I've trained under, I was able to just take these little things. It's like, oh, searchers, okay. How am I gonna put them into my programming? Okay, how am I gonna progress my bench without doing extensions, without doing anything that really put a stress on the elbow, like figuring out those and knowing when to like, okay, I don't need to take another one. So I floor pressed 465 in training like 10 days out from this meet. I probably could have gone 500. My best is 525. I smoked it. But I was like, you know what? It's not worth it right now. Just stay in one, just get to the meet. So when I got there, I felt very strong, but I did not feel it in good practice. Luckily, all of the like skill work that I've done over the years and whatever, and with probably a little bit of luck, I was able to handle my business and do much better. I was hoping to total like, just like go over 2,000, like just go over 2,000, see if you can go over 21, like fuck around and like just go and do something. And to come in sixth, and I think I could have probably gone up a notch if I had known where people were. I think I could have pulled whatever kind of I needed to do that. But yeah, it was great. It was awesome seeing everybody. Had a really good time with my guys. I look around at my fucking training partners and like these dudes are, none of them are elite yet, right? They haven't done that yet, but they all acted like professionals in the warm-up room, knew how to help everybody, knew how to load plates, knew how to spot, knew how to be in that atmosphere, be helpful and not be in the way. It was awesome. I couldn't thank them enough. I was so grateful and proud of how they acted, and stoked that they had a good time too. So that was really awesome. And then also like just shout out to Brett. I don't know how to say your last name, homie. Just Brett Michael. Went like 950, 550, and then like high sixes at like high 240s, low 250s. It's his second or third multiply meet. It's fucking awesome. And then my other friend and client, Nick Testa, matched his previous PR total on short notice and at his first WPO. So super proud of those two guys. And yeah, obviously Hoff came in and did his thing and went over 3K, and super stoked to see Snooki Tyler Roy like get back under a weight that fucked him up bad. And then like Danny Tinangero, like to get a true squat PR however many years after he had that big injury is really fucking cool. That dude just impresses me. Every time I see him lift, I'm just like, fuck, I want to be more of a lifter like Danny, because he's just so technically sound, so confident, and so patient. I mean, dude, that dude's been going after that PR for a very fucking long time. About to get loud in here again. We're almost done though. So I was super stoked for him. And then on the women's side, a bunch of women did some really sick shit. I didn't get a chance to view any of it in person. But goddamn, I know Katrina had a really good day, and then I know that Deanna fucking went like 1901 or 1907 or something at 190 something pounds. Fucking crazy. Pulled 617. I think she benched 5, and squatted like 790 something. Like just insane. And I work with her husband Kyle, and they're both super nice people, so it was great to have her have that awesome experience and put up a fucking epic, probably like, probably one of the best, if not the best, probably one of the best female performances in powerlifting of all time, so it's fucking cool. Yeah, so that's the recap. That's the long-winded version of the Instagram post that I already made, and yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make this open to the public. Everybody can check it out. And yeah, I'm super grateful for everybody that's followed along, and people on the email list and people on the Patreon page that have been seeing like kind of a little bit more what's under the hood of what's been going on. I appreciate you guys. I've gotten a shit ton of messages that have been really supportive and awesome. And that shit just means the world to me. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. And also shout out to my wife, because she's the fucking sickest, and my family for coming down and watching me do this weird sport. So y'all are sick. If you guys need anything, have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up. Sign up for the email list. Jump on the Patreon. You get to see all of our training going forward. We got some big plans. Val's getting ready to do some sick shit. A couple of the boys are getting ready to do some really cool stuff too. So click the link, sign up, do the thing. And if not, I appreciate you watching this far. Y'all need anything, reach out to me. I know what it is. Stay hated, motherfuckers.